state your name and where you're from, and we'll start from there, then I'll start asking you some questions.
You first. Michael Seville from Mayflower, Arkansas.
Christina Seville from Mayflower, Arkansas.
So tell us, the day of the spill, what happened, where were you, and how did you find out about it?
We walked out the door and a terrible smell hit us.
We were never, this whole time, the only way we've had any information was through the news. And that was it. We have not been notified one time by either Mayflower or state authorities. It's always been through the news.
And your residence is where in relation to Lake Conway?
We are right on Lake Conway. We're right down from the dam itself.
Mm-hmm. And so have you received anything in the mail from Exxon, any contact from Exxon, anything at all as far as documents?
Nothing.
No.
Absolutely nothing.
And nothing about filing any claims? There's been no contact with you about that
Absolutely
either?
no contact.
Or the adverse health risks and effects of the oil that's spilled?
We've been checking the internet, and our information comes directly from Channel 7 and Channel 4 and the internet, with my husband checking on it on a daily basis. Otherwise, we have no information.
Can y'all describe a little bit of what the unusual symptoms were directly after the spill, if anything you've started noticing right away?
Severe headaches. Everybody in the family, there were 6 of us here, had severe headaches. 3 of us, myself, my daughter, and my oldest granddaughter, had very severe vomiting, diarrhea, headaches, dehydration. We had to constantly drink fluids. My granddaughter and my daughter were over it by Monday morning when they went home to their address, which is about 15 miles away. I had it until Thursday.
And that happened immediately after the spill?
It happened, it started late Friday night. By Saturday, I was in bad shape. By Monday and Tuesday, it started improving on Tuesday. By Thursday, once the air quality improved over here closer to the dam, I got better. My husband suffered severe headaches and still is suffering occasionally when the wind shifts. So does my daughter. I'm better as far as that. The grandchildren seem to be fine.
And have you made any doctor's appointments? Have you contacted anyone? Are you considering going to the doctor if this doesn't improve?
Yes.
All
Yes,
right.
we will go. We will definitely.
And this is going to be 2 more questions. So we've been hearing that there is this class action lawsuit against Exxon that has just been filed as of yesterday regarding the diminishing values of the homes. Is that something y'all are interested on possibly becoming a part of?
Yes, definitely. Because although we do plan on staying, you don't know what tomorrow holds. And I can tell you right now, myself, we have a new neighbor that just moved in. He's going to build on the property. This happened, and like it or not, the oil spill will affect people's decisions to buy our property should we decide to leave.
Were y'all aware that there was this Pegasus Exxon pipeline in the neighborhood?
No. My husband was born here. He grew up in North Little Rock, spent most of his life here. I've been here over 20 years and had no idea it was here.
Yeah, they said it was built in the 40s or 50s.
Late 40s, yeah.
And, of course, I was born in 59, so
And
it was before my time.
we were never told about this. Nobody, as far as I know, nobody knew about it. And I'm just surprised that the new homeowners across the way where the oil ruptured didn't know about it either. Because you would think that they would be told about something this important, but they weren't.
Some kind of disclosure act or something.
Mm-hmm. And to find out through the news. If it had not been for the local reporting, and now you're not even seeing a lot of the information that was released on the first day. It's like Exxon is blocking every information. I know for a fact, because I've talked to a number of people, Exxon is stopping people from coming view it. And that's wrong. We have a right to know, and others have a right to know. But Exxon has the money to stop it.
Have you heard about the no-fly zone as well?
I heard something about it at school, because I'm a college student over at UALR, but I didn't hold credence to that until I started talking to some of these people, and were told that they were not allowed. And it's like, excuse me, these are public roads.
Yeah.
That explains why I can't find internet site that has a picture of it.
Yep. Well, there's a
To
no.
see how it's spreading and stuff.
Yeah, there's a no-fly zone that was instated, I believe, on the 3rd of April, and the person in charge of that no-fly zone is an Exxon official. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does make sense.
Now, I don't know if y'all do you get the local Gazette, the Arkansas
No.
Democrat?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, in the paper today, we read that the Central Arkansas water officials are trying to draft up a resolution to have the part of the pipeline that runs right through the watershed, the Maumelle watershed. They want to have it moved away from that. Do you have any thoughts about the possibility of actually moving the pipeline to a different location?
I don't see how they're going to be able to convince Exxon to do that. Exxon has the money to fight Maumelle. Maumelle is not big enough, and unless the entire state gets together and fights and our government officials do something about it, they're not going to be able to move it.
And so moving it further west will put it through prime agriculture.
And they're
You know,
not going
farm
to do
fields
that.
and stuff.
So what do y'all think the answer would be then? If they, I mean, obviously having it run through this community is not okay, and having it moved really isn't okay.
I'm not sure there is going to be an easy answer that will satisfy. Honestly, at my age, I'm aware of the ramifications in any direction. And you look at it, nobody wants it in their backyard. I don't want it in mine. That's being honest. I don't want it here. But how are you going to move a 40-year-old pipeline?
Yeah. Well, they need to make it safer.
Actually 60 years old, 70 years old pipeline. What they need to do is make it safer. They need to, Exxon needs to pay the money, and they're not going to. It's like the only clear solution to fix this dilemma is to drain the lake. They're not going to do that.
No, they're not.
That'll cost too much money.
But
but
it's the water supply for Conway, I believe, for us too.
Yeah, and it links into the Arkansas River.
Yes.
And it all ties
fact,
into
where-
itself.
That's one of the things.
Where the spill is, it has an outlet into the lake, but it also has an outlet through the swampy area to the canal that goes to the Arkansas River.
If you listen to channels.
And you can get through there with like a canoe boat or something. And there's places you'll have to drag the canoe over the swampy area. But it goes to the Arkansas River.
One thing that is not in the news, and I have watched for it, he has watched for it, they have not at all mentioned the fact that that area feeds straight into the Arkansas River.
Oh, we were actually at the Palarm, I believe, creek the other day, yesterday, and we were given a tip to check it out because it really smelled like oil over there, and it absolutely does. And when I said
the
it did, they
public doesn't know.
Yeah, but most
Because
people
we watch.
Even here, people go, no, it doesn't feed into the Arkansas
It
River.
does.
It does. I was told
it's
that
like
by
our
residents.
Our dam stops it, but that's where our excess water goes. It's down that creek.
Yes, and so
And that swampy area is directly connected to that creek.
you need to
You know.
need to let people know that this is not just affecting Mayflower and Lake Conway. It will affect the Arkansas River because
Or it could.
And we have been down to the dam ourselves, and I think the misconception is that people think a dam means there's no water coming out,
Right.
but it is flowing very rapidly, and people
It
are
does.
fishing on the other side.
If we didn't have the water flow, we'd have flooding in our backyard right now.
Wow.
Every spring, if they don't let enough water out, we get water backing up in our backyard.
Wow. So they have no choice. They have to let some water out.
Mhm.
Yes.
And of course, that there is no control on the side where the oil first went into that cove. There is no controls; it just automatically goes into that creek. The swampy area is the only buffer between it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is very hard to get to. We were down there
Yeah, you
by
can't-
that swamp. It's tricky.
Yeah.
It's very tricky, and we didn't see any worker activity down there, so we don't know
all.
if they're going to get to that area and check it out.
Yeah, it looks like they tried to put the floaties to block it from getting to there, but
But the problem is that
it was
this
already in there. Probably.
what leaked out of this pipeline is a mixture of things. The Tarsands compound of it actually sinks to the bottom, and we're well into a week here, which is about the amount of time it takes for tar sands to sink. This diluted bitumen substance, so it could coat the entire swamp. It could coat the lake. And potentially also flow into the Arkansas River and get deposited there, and we won't see signs for a little while as to what that leads to.
Yes.
I really appreciate you guys doing this, and I have one more question. Because we are part of the Tarsands blockade, and we have been advocating to stop the building of these pipelines and search for alternatives to this source of energy. Right now, if the Keystone XL pipeline continues, it's in about halfway of its production. It will be carrying this kind of material that's spilled in your community. 800,000 barrels of it a day will flow from Canada through the States to the Gulf. What do y'all think about the idea of this cutting through the continental U.S.?
Mixed.
Very mixed on it.
I mean,
I would rather.
The alternative cars are, well, they're uneconomical for this area because, we have to drive, 60 miles to go to Little Rock, and a lot of those cars only go 60 miles.
Yeah.
The funding isn't there for
Places to
changing it.
hook up to, once you get to, if you went to a mall or something, we're not like California and have plug-ins that you can pay a meter to charge your vehicle. It's just not practical here.
I wish that
It's a sprawling area.
if the government would stop the infighting and get together, there are alternatives, but nobody is truly investigating the alternatives. I'm going for a degree in the construction industry. There are alternatives to everything. It doesn't have to be done the old way, but everybody has to get together and decide to do it. We've done so much when we've been in trouble, but right now nobody wants to pull together. It's too many of, it's my way.
It's who can make the most money off of what's easily available.
Instead of finding solutions, and we need to pull together and find alternatives to all of this, or it's not going to be here. This that you see out here, that my husband and I spent years saving for, won't be here. Your generation won't see it. My parents have watched it change. That's who's here with us, and they're watching a way of life just totally go away because we won't stop the infighting. Each side says, oh, we're right. Excuse me, what happened to compromise? Let's find solutions, not problems.
Definitely.